to do.
Pray, follow me.
Hail, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding, a task that can always benefit from another pair of hands. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A basque of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the saurians scattering.
Saurians are monsters of fearsome strength, 'tis true, but I've yet to meet a foe that explosive casks can't scatter.
I quite agree.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions for you. First and foremost, will you accompany me to the capital? My thanks. Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare? Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations.
Let's fix this up. My bed rules.
Oi! Bring me a... Oh! You're not one of us.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer clear of the village boundary in future. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we good? You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the saurian's nest, and your task is done.
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it with care, Master. Well done, Master. Those saurians shan't dare approach the village for some time, thanks to your efforts.
'Twas a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks for your efforts. And I must say, you've a fine arm. I couldn't have done better myself. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that, I'm grateful.
A moment long awaited. Outstanding.
A laudable result. Just what I would expect of the Arisen.
'Tis vital that we rest and regain our strength before moving on.
Hail!
I just want to live as I please.
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
He really ought to have returned by now. Is that you, Norbert? Oh, fie. I got my hopes up for naught. Wait, listen. Would you be willing to search for my brother? The brave fool said he was going to look for herbs and went off into the forest. I've seen no sign of him since. I'd go and search for him myself, only... it is a dangerous place. Understand? I'm not afraid of monsters, but 'twould hardly help anything if I were to run in there unprepared and get myself hurt now, would it? So I thought, mayhap you'd go in my place. You look like you could manage those woods better than I. Please, sir. I worry for my brother. Many thanks. Right. As for where I think he's gone, go into the forest and turn when you reach the tree with the bird's nest, keeping the cliff to your right. Ah, this won't work, will it? I could see the route in my mind's eye, but my feet know it better than I do. I don't think I could plot it on a map, and it's hard to describe, but my brother and I are the only ones who use that path, to my knowledge. I suppose there's only one thing for it. I'll have to show you the way. Just be alert. The monsters of the forest have changed since the dragon's attack. I'll need you to watch over me, keep me safe. You will, won't you? Right. In we go, then. My life's in your hands, friend.
Let us make haste, that no life may be lost on our account.
We're not to talk during missions, sir.
We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Have you forgotten something, Arisen? You're looking rather lost.
Seems naught ever goes right. Seems naught ever goes right.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but some masters rearrange their party at the drop of a hat. One such arisen dismissed me after only half a day of service.
Each to their own.
This is a good spot. Let's stop here a moment. I've camped here with my brother many a time. No doubt he caught his breath here afore moon. I don't like this place at all.
I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on? I'm all for swapping stories, but perhaps another night. I can scarce keep my eyes open.
Good sleep is the key to a good adventure.
Seems naught ever goes. Who's right?
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it. Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor. We must not let down our guard. You've been doused in oil! You must steer clear of fire!
Ho ho! I'd not have thought we'd find one here.
A splendid discovery. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this. Prepare yourself! If 'tis as broken as it seems, then I'm afraid we've no recourse but to find another way around.
I'm not altogether happy with this.
You truly are formidable, Arisen. I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support. I shall be proud to serve you, Arisen.
I suppose I ought mention this as well. The pawns in this party are women all.
And yet, no two of us are the same. Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
What is it? Gotta suppose that was an unlikely guess. None took to the training like you did. Hoping to enlist, then? No. A pity. I'd hoped to add you to our ranks. You'd seem like you'd be fit for battle, even if I were to call upon you on the morrow. Which is more than I can say for the rest. Apologies for assuming. We've had fewer folks looking to enlist of late, and I'm hungry. Many keep their distance on account of the instructor being a beastron. How very Vermundian of them. At the very least, I'd like to provide some decent training to the soldiers we have now. Easier said than done, especially when the weapons we were promised have yet to arrive. Tisn't like to boost their morale having rusted steel to train with. What I wouldn't give for some decent weapons and a soldier to act as an example. Someone with motivation to grow. That'd light a fire under them eye. Mayhap you could aid us. I know 'tis much to ask of anyone, let alone a stranger, but what else am I to do? An unfortunate response, but...
One can see far to the distance from here. 'Twould be a good place to take stock of our surroundings.
You have my support. You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.